Hello, welcome to Plus Sports on PlusTvAfrica. I am Sayo Oguntoye, your host this Wednesday. Humble as ever. I bring you some sports news because that's what we do best. We start in Afghanistan where there's some politics still playing a big impact on sports. Afghanistan Cricket Board ACB Chairman Azizullah Fazli said on Tuesday, September 21st, he has not received official notification that women will be banned by the Taliban from playing the sport after Australia's Test captain Tim Paine said last week that other countries might refuse to play Afghanistan in the Men's 2020 World Cup, which begins next month. The ACB also fears being isolated after Cricket Australia's CA threatened to scrap a test match against the men's team if Afghanistan's new Taliban government did not allow women to play the sport. We didn't yet receive any official statement that indicates that cricket is banned for women. As you know, that Afghanistan's women's cricket team never traveled to any foreign country for matches for 18 years, Fazli said. The row was sparked when a Taliban representative last week told Australian broadcaster SBS that he did not think women would be allowed to play cricket because it was not necessary and would be against Islam. Cricket was first played in Afghanistan by British troops in the 19th century, but it only took root in the 1990s after Afghans who had learnt the game in refugee camps in Pakistan returned home. It was initially banned by the Taliban during their 1996 to 2001 rule, but later permitted and has been since become hugely popular in the country. Now, I believe I have Sayo Oguntoye with me this morning to discuss this. Sayo?
Yes. Good morning to you, Sayo Oguntoye.
Good morning. I believe that sports should be separate from politics. It's the only way that the game can survive. But we know that at this current moment, Afghanistan's situation, it is highly irregular and possibly impossible that sports can be separated from politics because women's issues are at the forefront of what is going on. Do you believe that the Taliban will cave under international pressure to allow women's cricket to go on?
Well, I don't think so, because the Taliban, I know very well, they are actually very, can I use the word, stubborn people. So it's going to be very difficult, except if maybe they can change their mind right at the last minute. But looking at it, I think, the Taliban taking power now in Afghanistan has actually is going to change a whole lot of things, like the women in sports. It's going to change it. And I actually love what Australia are doing now. They are like trying to...
Given that the the Taliban are trying to establish international cooperation to gain international investment in Afghanistan, to build up the economy, and to create a sense that they are a legitimate government, and they are even willing to discuss with opposition representatives and have a sort of unified government going on in Afghanistan. Isn't that likely to play a big impact on their decision whether they go forward and keep limiting women's access to sports?
Yes, it's possible. It can play it can actually play a big role in making Afghanistan, that's the Taliban, now bend a little in their rules. Yes, because they want to be recognized and be accepted in the international world. Yes, it can actually. But I still see them more like, stiff-headed people who believe in their ideology in terms of women. And I saw a quote that's, women are not allowed to work because they are not slaves. It says men are the ones that are allowed to work for the women. So this is just their ideology. They believe solely and strongly in it, which will make it pretty difficult to make them, flexible or bend to it. And I actually love what Australia are doing at the moment. They are actually trying to boycott games coming up against Afghanistan.
Speaking on that, are other nations likely to follow in Australia's path and do the same?
Yes, I think I support that. And don't forget that Afghanistan are in the Cricket World Cup already. So it's not going to be a very good one
Yeah,
for them.
but aside from cricket, aside from limiting ourselves to the conversation on cricket, women's football is going to suffer in Afghanistan. Other
Absolutely.
female sports are going to suffer. If this continues, does this Australian example set forth a path forward for other sports and other nations in their interactions with Afghanistan? Will Afghanistan's male sports also equally suffer if this continues?
Well, it depends. It depends on how the different governing bodies of sports in question actually handles the matter. FIFA actually might say, oh, if that's the case, then we are banning Afghanistan, both the male and female team. FIBA might come out with something different. So it depends. And they also would not want to interfere in the government policies in Afghanistan. So it's either here or there. But I think with what Afghanistan stands to lose, they should be able to be flexible.
It's an unusual situation, and it might have to bring forth an unusual solution. I have never heard of a time when multiple organizations from various sports have come together as a unified body to condemn any nation, especially when a lot of their motto relies on keeping sports out of politics and trying not to use sports to leverage politicians. But we've seen in the past where FIFA have banned Nigeria based on mishandlings and interference by politicians. So maybe this might go forward. Let's move on to tennis. Andy Murray got his Molles Open campaign off to a winning start after defeating sixth-seeded Frenchman Hugo Humbert in 3 sets on Tuesday, September 21st. Having lost the opening set, the former world number one, currently ranked 113th, fought back to claim 4-6, 6-3, 6-2 victory and set up a second round match against Canada's Vasek Pospisil in Metz. Seventh-seeded Russian Karin Khachanov also advanced after seeing a French qualifier, Alexander Muller, 4-6, 6-1, 6-3, while Spaniard Alejandro Davidovich Fokina edged veteran Gilles Simon of France 6-7, 4, 7-6, 2, and 6-2. We go to the play the track on Murray's match. Sayo, I am a big fan of Andy Murray. I've said it many times on this show. But that might be simply because I love a good underdog story. But at his age, knowing that to be a champion in sports, consistency is key. When I watch him sometimes, I see a lot of all the best parts of him that made me fall in love with his game in the first place. But does he still have that consistency at his age with all of his injury records and with the fact that he sits at 113th? Can he still reach that consistency level necessary to win at least one more majors?
Well, I actually love the question you asked. And I would like to start by saying, what does it profit a man to beat a world champion and then lose next to a rookie? That is actually what Andy Murray is. He is not consistent. This moment, he plays fantastic. He plays amazing. The next moment, he loses to a schoolboy. I mean, that sums up who Andy Murray is. He came into the limelight even before these guys, Stefano Tsitsipas and co. But look at them now; they've swept him into the background in terms of male tennis. I haven't said that. I think Murray came back. Yes, he fought against Humbert in Metz and won his match. Well, it's a good one for him. It's a morale booster. He's into the next round and possibly he can have something to cheer about. But I think he just needs to focus more on his tennis to become more consistent.
Well, a lot of people might say, given that all of his injury records, the fact that he's so old, he's unlikely to win a majors, why doesn't he just retire? I would say that sports for him, tennis for him is still a career. It's a job. Even if he doesn't win the big prize, he still gets paid doing that job. Is it worth it for him to stick around in the game for as long as he continues to remain?
Absolutely. I think he has what it takes. It's just the consistent level that keeps dropping, consistently too. I can say he's consistently inconsistent. So I don't want to agree with the fact that his injuries injuries also play a part, but he's not the only player who gets injured. I think, and he's not the oldest of the current crop of tennis players.
But then wouldn't you agree that his injury record is pretty much on par with players who are older than him, like Federer, like Nadal, who are, as we've seen the last few years, been unable to maintain the necessary consistency to match up with Djokovic, their pair?
Okay, and the question comes, when he's not injured, how does it fare? I mean, we do not want to just keep injuries into the mix. Yes, injuries also are part of it, and also injury is part of the game. So I think he's just not consistent. It hasn't helped him, and I think the British media also maybe has inflamed his name. Maybe he's not as good as we thought, as earlier said. So all of this comes to play at the end, but I think this win is a very good one.
Well, we hope he does better. I hope he does better. I'm hoping that we don't see that the next match he loses straight away. Heavyweight boxers Anthony Joshua and Oleksandr Usyk took part in public workouts on Tuesday, September 21st, ahead of their weekend fight. Joshua, 31, will put his WBA, IBF, WBO, and IBO heavyweight titles on the line against mandatory challenger Usyk inside Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Saturday, September 25th. The World Boxing Organization, WBO, ordered Joshua to defend his title against Ukrainian Usyk after the Britain's bout with domestic rival Tyson Fury was called off when Fury was ordered to fight Deontay Wilder in a rematch. Both men won gold medals at the 2012 London Olympics, with Joshua the champion in the super heavyweight category and Usyk at the heavyweight. Usyk, 34, is unbeaten professionally and has stepped up from being the undisputed cruiserweight world champion. The WBO's mandatory challenger flew into London on Monday. Joshua is fighting Usyk after the Britain's planned title unification with WBC champion Tyson Fury in Saudi Arabia was called off. Fury is due to face Wilder later after this match. Let's go to the track. I know many people would have been really looking forward to Fury facing off against Joshua, but unfortunately, with the way things went and Fury having to fight Deontay Wilder in Las Vegas on October 9th, this is the match we get this Saturday, and I'm sure a lot of people are looking at it as a possible challenge to Joshua. Both fighters are undefeated, but Joshua is a super heavyweight as he's tagged, and Usyk is just giving up his cruiserweight titles just to fight this match. Is he ready for a challenge such as Joshua?
Well, Oleksandr Usyk is a fantastic boxer. He's good, he's fit, and he's strong also. I love the fact that it can actually be a good match for Anthony Joshua. But I don't want to let Joshua look at this match as a distraction. You should focus on this one because these are potential banana peels that can actually, make you lose one or two of your belts, and before you know it, you fall down in the pecking order.
That's a lot of belts. He's not going to lose just one or two belts. That's a lot. All of his belts are on offer for this match. I doubt he will take it any lightly. He will take this match or Oleksandr Usyk lightly.
Well, you are right, actually, because if you look at the look of things, he wasn't, Oleksandr wasn't actually the original opponent for Joshua. So now fighting him this weekend, it looks like, let me just get rid of this guy and move to the proper fight. So he might not actually prepare well. That's why I am kind of keen on his preparations, his concentration too. He shouldn't lose concentration. He should focus on this fight as it comes thick and fast, so that they can be able to usurp Usyk. I think he's a fantastic boxer. He's very good.
For the sake of argument, Sayo, should he go on to beat Usyk, but Fury ends up losing to Wilder? Not a lot of people believe that will happen. But if Wilder wins that match, will that match against Fury still carry the same weight going forward?
Well, that's $1 million question. It wouldn't carry any weight as it should have been, because one has been defeated and the other actually won his bout. So it remains to be seen, though. Let Joshua win this one. Let Fury win the other one, and then we can start saying, "Oh, the match is back." I mean, the whole world wants to see the heavyweights, go down, go head to head. Keenly contested battle with all the razzmatazz, everything. We all want to enjoy that, and I think we can enjoy that. Let all heads be on deck, and we're gonna enjoy the best of boxing.
All right, a bit of a concerning ongoing story in football. Brazilian football star Pele published a video on his Instagram account in which he's exercising on a stationary bicycle on Tuesday, September 21st. The former player is seen at the Albert Einstein Hospital in Sao Paulo, where he has been hospitalized after undergoing surgery to remove a tumor in his colon. Friends, I'm sending you this video my wife recorded today to share my joy with you. I am surrounded by love and incentives to feel a little better every day, Pele said in the post. In the last few years, Pele has been hospitalized on several occasions due to different health issues, including prostate and kidney problems. Now, obviously, the whole world wants to see Pele fine, hale and healthy. But are we looking at a spiral here, Sayo? Should we be worried about his health?
Well, yes, we should be worried. I always tell people old age is a disease. It's a sickness on its own. And it's a pity that Brazilian star, world icon himself, Pele, is in that condition at the moment. And it has taken him in and out of hospital in the last few years. He's been going there, coming out, going there. And, it's so sad that, this is happening to him. Well, he's old, he's aged. And it doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon.
Well, you say age is a disease on its own, and I totally agree. It definitely doesn't look good on a legend to look weak.
Yeah. Going back to the days when Pele used to play football, I wasn't even alive to witness some of his games, but I saw some of them on clips, and I'm like, is this man on the screen presently now? Is it the same man who took out defenses? Embarrassed goalkeepers in his generation, won many World Cups for Brazil. I mean, look at it. But look at him now. He's even struggling for his life now. So it's a pity.
Well, he definitely looks like he's doing better than he went in with. He's certainly trying to show that we don't have anything to be worried about. And I hope we don't. I hope we have Pele for many, many, many more years. On to another football legend, this time a tribute. Tango and soccer fans got together on Tuesday to pay tribute to Argentine soccer player Diego Maradona at the Tango World Cup in Buenos Aires. The ensemble, made up of 20 artists, included renowned singer Cucuza Castiello. The song Goal of the Century, dedicated to Maradona, was premiered during the concert. Diego would have been very happy, a close friend of Maradona, Mariano Israelite, said. He would have been very happy to see Cucuza singing wearing a shirt for him. Maradona made his debut as a soccer player in 1976 with Argentinos Juniors, where he was the top scorer of the Metropolitan Tournament for 3 consecutive years. His biggest achievement is arguably guiding Argentina to the 1986 World Cup win in Mexico, producing some of the most iconic World Cup goals along the way.
Al más grande de todos, que fue Diego Armando Maradona.
You know, Shia, watching that go on, you can only wish that we put as much effort into remembering our icons, as small a number as they are.
Well, I actually love what is being done here, the musical tribute for Diego Armando Maradona. It's a nice orchestra put in play by that band. Amazing talents there. And I want to say that also characterizes his gameplay when he was, the Maradona that used to play football. He was so tantalizing, enterprising, his runs. And I think there is a semblance between the way he runs with the ball and the way Lionel Messi now runs with the ball. So he was an amazing player, only for the fact that he made some mistakes, like he was into drugs and some other things. And he's not even as old as Pele, but he's now gone, And no wonder also why Napoli's former club actually named the stadium after him, Diego Armando Maradona Stadium. So it's a nice one for him. And it's a way Nigeria also can remember their own dead legends. We have a good number of them. Is it Rashidi Yekini? Is it Samuel Paraji who slumped in Lagos here? Is it other talents that are gone? Even this recent one, Olubayo, Adefemi Olubayo, he was also a Nigerian player who had an accident in Greece. So these are ways we can remember our legends who have given their all during their playing days, during their time.
Well, thank you, Shia. May we never forget our icons. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Always a pleasure.
And to everyone at home and at work watching, thank you for joining us on Plus TV to watch some more Plus Sports. I am Sayo Oguntoye. Remember, life is never boring with some sports.